Hello, my name is Chef Dan McDonald. You may know me here as the Life Regenerator on YouTube. I'd like to thank you for joining me for today's episode of the Life Regenerator Show. Hey, it's an honor to have you with me. Today I've got a sun-dried tomato sauce. I actually sun-dried the tomatoes myself. I actually grew the tomatoes myself in the backyard here. The season is over. This was the last of the harvest. And so I was very happy to be able to harvest those, and then I took them and I put them in the dehydrator. I took some very high quality stone crushed olive oil and some garlic and a pinch of sea salt, and I've been marinating these babies for the last couple of weeks. Now we're ready for a sauce. If you've got a high-speed blender, that's going to help a lot. First of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add about 2 cups of chopped tomatoes. Okay. Next, I'm going to add in, well, first let's do 3 cloves of garlic here. And if someone wants to transcribe, you know I love it when you do that. I'm going to take a cup of packed basil, add that into the blender here. I'm going to make this nice and smooth, creamy, delicious. One of my young ladies is going to be having a pasta, which I put together here. So it shows you the versatility of this recipe. I'm going to be using the sun-dried tomato paste sauce for some zucchini noodle pasta, and I'm also going to be making some pizza here out of some of these crackers here, which is a Dan's Basic cracker. Very light, very crisp, easy to make. I'll have to try to see if I can get that up on YouTube one of these days. Anyhow, these are the sun-dried tomatoes, a nice variety of heirloom tomatoes. So I'm going to reach down in there and grab myself some nice tomatoes. I will probably throw in a couple of, maybe 1 cup of sun-dried tomatoes here. And what I'll do is I'll add just a little bit of that olive oil. Let's say 2 tablespoons of the marinating olive oil. There, okay. Now I'll close this up so it doesn't make a mess everywhere, the tongs. I don't want to get oil all over the place. Now here are the herbs and spices that are going to take it to a whole nother level. Let's add in maybe a teaspoon of salt. Okay, and then I'm going to take some of the, I've got some mixed herbs here that I actually harvest and dry myself, again in the dehydrator. It's a salt-free seasoning where I will just slowly dehydrate a chopped celery at about 105 degrees and slowly dehydrate it, and then you can crush it in the Vitamix here and make your own salt-free seasoning. It's quite delicious. This one is celery, basil, and celery and basil. And so that's a nice little combo there. So I'll add a little of that. I've also got a nice dill and cilantro herbal seasoning that I put together. So here's some rosemary. Again, this is my own personal rosemary here that I also dried myself. So I'm going to put maybe a teaspoon of powdered rosemary, or about 1/2 tablespoon of the little rosemary leaves here. Next, again, some harvested sage. I like to harvest my own herbs when I can. If I see that my neighbor's got an overabundance of herbs, many of these herbs grow in abundance, and so I'll ask the neighbor, or I'll be out around at a friend's house or something like that, and they'll have some herbs. I think I've got this here, sage in the desert, when I was out in the desert. So I'm going to take some of this. I'll take about I think that's about 2 teaspoons of powdered sage, or about maybe 1 tablespoon of just nice to taste. sage to taste. I'm going to see how this goes now with these tomatoes. Now you notice I put the wetter ingredients in the bottom first, and that's very, very smart thing to learn how to do if you're going to use a high-powered blender, because that allows the other ingredients to fall down in a bit. If you put your dry ingredients in first, it may take a while for the other ingredients to fall down into the blender and get pulverized. So let's see how this goes. I'm going to make this nice and smooth. Well, so there you go. There is the sun-dried tomato paste slash sauce. Again, this will go right on some noodles. It also makes a great sauce for your raw pizzas. It would also make a fantastic vegetable dip. So please enjoy the sun-dried tomato sauce. It was an honor to have you today. Thank you very much. If you are so inclined, you could share this recipe with your friends and family on Facebook. It's also really cool when you give me a thumbs up. And you can also subscribe to these videos if you have not already. Thank you very much. I love to make these videos for you. Peace.